This right here is a killer on Green Bay. Midsummer, late summer, right now is prime time to be throwing this bait. But if you clicked on this video, you're probably clicking on it because of the title. This bait can be a really, really tricky bait to cast. Now this is a Walleye Nations Creations death jig. For those of you that don't know, we've been throwing this in the last couple of videos, and I've been getting a lot of comments on this jig on just how to cast this presentation. It can be a really tricky presentation to kind of pick up and start doing, but it's just one of those things that you got to get confidence in doing. So today I'm hopefully going to help you pass that little bit of learning curve, show you what I do to help me cast this presentation, make better precise casts on Garmin Live Scope when I'm sharpshooting. Overall, just show you how to catch fish on this bait right here, because this thing is a silent killer. Today we are out on Green Bay off the west shore doing some sharpshooting, and yeah, it's a little windier than I thought it was going to be this morning, but that's all right. There's fish around. We're going to target them with these death jigs and hopefully put on a clinic today. So if you are new here, definitely go down, hit that subscribe button. Also, I am still running guided trips out here, so if you're interested in getting out with me, I will leave everything linked down below to get out here on Green Bay, cast some of these death jigs, and really figure this presentation out together out here. So if you're interested in that, look me up down below, but I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to hop up front here. I got my buddy Mikey along in the boat today. He's going to be keeping some fish, and hopefully we're gonna just put the hurting on them. So stick with us, stay tuned. Let's start fishing. All right, see if all our fish are still here. They left a little pot of them right there. 50 feet. Landing right on top of them. Got him. Just like that. Saw a little pot of fish right in front of the boat. A little wavy, but I was still able to see them. And you guys saw my bait go down right on top of this fish.
Oh yeah. Good.
Awesome. Oh, just watch the worms. First one of the morning. There we go. On the root beer 3/4 ounce colored death jig, we got ourselves the first one of the morning. This bait has slowly becoming one of my favorite presentations to throw on Green Bay, and that is just a gorgeous walleye. We're casting at pods of fish this morning, just seeing, you know, groups of 2 or 3 here and there, and making a cast, precise cast right on top of them, getting those fish to eat. Yeah, I mean, that's my second cast of the day. I think it's going to be one of those days. All right, so when you're casting the death jig, what I always try to do is tell people that you want to sweep the bait rather than like actually cast the bait. By kind of holding it off to your side, sweeping it outside of the boat to where you're going to be casting is going to keep the weight of the bait in front of that worm. And when you're casting, whether it's a 3/4 ounce or 3/8 ounce, you want that weight to remain in front of that worm. As soon as that, you know, worm crosses over that weight, that's when you really start to get, you know, those tangle ups. So I noticed that happening a lot more when you do like the overhand casts and stuff like that. But if you know where you're casting, so for instance, there's a ton of fish about like 60 feet in front of the boat. So all I'm gonna do is kind of hold the bait off to my side, really swing that bait out there, and then actually kind of use my hand to put the brakes on that bait to keep that weight in front of the worm. I know Max Wilson made a video and talked about it, and the way that we cast this death jig is very similar to that of what Max said in his video. So those sweeping casts, keeping that weight in front of that worm, putting the brakes on, kind of using your hands on your reel to really manipulate what that bait's doing in the air is gonna help you get less tangle ups when you're casting this death jig. There we go. Didn't take long at all. Looking at a giant school right in front of the boat. Whip that death jig in there. We got ourselves a fish. Gonna show you guys the school. Hopefully you guys can see it on the big camera. I know the reflection of the sun's gonna kind of make it a little difficult.
Very nice.
Another good eater for the box. But we are looking at an absolute mega school on the live scope. And sharpshooting these fish is just so much fun. That's another gorgeous fish. Slap him in the old live well here. And keep 5 fish a person, and we're gonna do a little harvest today. Another important thing when you're out here casting the death jig is to have a good quality rod for this. This rod right here is actually the CS Bluffer rod. Now I kind of partnered up with Della Bay to create this rod right here. Went through a couple of different prototypes to kind of dial in the perfect rod setup for this presentation, and this right here has been my absolute favorite. This is a 711 medium power, moderate fast action rod. What this allows me to do is really sweep that bait out there and get it just a little bit further than I would with a shorter rod. It also has a very stout backbone with that moderate fast action tip that allows me to kind of sweep into my hook sets, but also have that backbone to really get those bigger fish up to the boat. Now, you guys have seen me haul some very, very nice fish up on this rod in the last couple of videos. We've been spending a lot of time up in northern Green Bay, catching some absolute giants, 28, 29 inches, even some 30 inches on this rod right here. So it can handle the brutes, but it can also handle and finesse up those small eaters that we've been chasing after today. So if you're looking for a good death jig rod, you want to get your hands on this one, you can actually head on over to my website. They're available there, and use code BLUFFER15 at checkout to save yourself some money on this rod right here. That code is only active for the first 10 buyers. So if you're looking to get this rod, you're going to want to head on over there quickly, grab yourself one, and hopefully it helps you put more fish in the boat. There we go.
Nice.
This one feels better. Cast it right into that group. I don't think I've fouled up a cast yet this morning. Just by simply doing that sweeping motion, keeping that weight of the bait in front of the worm,
Oh, baby.
getting it where it needs to be, and it's putting fish in the boat. We are looking at an absolute pile of fish. I'm really hoping the camera's picking that up on the screen for you guys. I am hooked into something better here. This one might not be an eater, Mike.
Looks like a nice one.
Staying straight down.
Stand down. Oh,
He's not happy.
yeah, that's a nice one.
That's a good one.
Nice.
There we go, off in the net. Another awesome Green Bay fish. This, however, is not an eater. This one's gonna have to go back to live another day. That's a solid fish. Definitely some shoulders on her. And yeah, I think this is my third one of the morning. I've probably made less than 15, 20 casts with that death jig, and they are loving it. What a gorgeous walleye. Awesome. We are gonna get this girl back into the water of Green Bay, the rough water of Green Bay this morning. It is a lot more windy than we thought it was gonna be this morning, but fish are biting and we're catching them. Let's go catch some more. I have received some questions on just how I store these baits. Now this is one of those baits that can be a pain, especially if you're tossing them in a Plano box, piling them up on top of each other, and then when you need one, you have to kind of grab it, shake it out of all those other hooks to get that bait out. What I went ahead and did was went over to Plano's website, and I actually found this chatterbait box. And what I found is this box actually works perfectly for these death jigs. So you can notice you have basically 3 slots that you would normally slide those chatterbaits into. They're all grooved slots. You can actually pull these out and maneuver them however you need to make these death jigs fit in here, but these things fit amazing in here. What I do is I just slide the head of that death jig in the slot on the left or the right, and then I basically just pull that slow death hook back to that center slot, and it fits them in there perfectly. They're nice and tight in there. They're not bouncing around. Paint's not getting chipped on them. Your hooks are staying sharp, and they're readily accessible when you need them at a time crunch. So like I said, I just went over to Plano's website, picked up this chatterbait box, and I have found this to be the easiest way to store my death jigs in the boat. So I'm right in between them. Hit the bottom. Nice slow reel. There we go. Smoked it right next to the boat. Still casting into that giant pot of fish. My Minn Kota batteries are slowly dying because of the wind this morning. So I kind of had to move around a little bit with the big motor. Found that school of fish. We parked right on top of them. And feels like another good one. I'm sorry I can't show you guys the live scope really anymore with that sun glaring right on the screen. It's just really tough to get it to show up on the camera good enough for you guys to see it, but we are on a mega school. This feels like another good one.
Yeah, it feels like a good one.
Get them to come up here. Yeah, this one will have to go back too. There we go.
Same one. It looks like the same size.
Yep, just about. Probably pushing 24, 25-ish. Take a look at that on the death jig. Smoking fish this morning on an angry Green Bay day. Green Bay gold. Probably another, I'd say 24-incher maybe. We're not gonna throw that one in a live well. We're gonna let this one go. Keep those smaller ones today, but just another gorgeous fish. We'll let her go. All fired up, ready to go, I think. There she goes. Awesome. Well, yeah, putting on a little bit of a clinic this morning, making a few casts. I don't know how much longer we're gonna be able to stay out here. Just there's gonna be some pretty gnarly wind that's supposed to pick up even more than it is right now, and she's gonna get really rough out here, but hopefully get a few more here and yeah, just keep having some fun. Well, we are calling that a wrap for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that short little video. I know it was short. Wind picked up on Green Bay a lot quicker than we thought it was gonna this morning. I knew it was gonna, so eventually we were gonna get blown off here, but unfortunately we didn't want to stay out there and try to catch fish in that. I was kind of using the big motor to go back and forth to try and stay on top of the school because my Minn Kota was slowly dying. But yeah, we caught some fish. We made things happen. I really wanted to kind of do like a breakdown video on how we were casting these death jigs. I've been getting a ton of questions on it. I know a lot of you guys have been struggling with getting the death jig fouled up and stuff like that. Hopefully those tips help you. And hopefully you can use those tips to help you catch a lot more fish on the death jig. Thank you guys again so much for tuning into this one. I'm actually heading over to Tennessee for a little vacation here, and then we'll be back and grinding away on Green Bay again. I do have something that I'm really looking forward to sharing with you guys. It's actually something that we filmed back in June. I believe I'm gonna try and do like a premiere show of this maybe next Tuesday or Thursday, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be an absolutely awesome banger video. It's something that I've never done on this channel, and I'm really excited to release that to see what you guys think of it. I just got a draft of it yesterday, and it looks freaking awesome, so I'm super excited to show you guys that. We're gonna go ahead and get things wrapped up here, and holy smokes, holy buckets, look at this guy.
I was out that way, and then that way, and then that way, and then that way.
Yeah.
And now I'm here.
Oh, well, we were out that way.
Okay. You guys do pretty good?
I mean, we got a few. It wasn't great.
No, it wasn't good.
The wind, you know, the wind was a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be this morning.
Yeah, it was already blowing 10 when I launched the boat at 5:30.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to pick up till later, but.
All right. Well, how many did you get today?
4.
Hey.
4 walleyes.
Me too. Solid. All right. Well, we get to see a little Aaron Mick here before we take off. But again, thank you guys so much. Keep living your dream. We'll catch you guys on the next video next week. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, we'll see you guys there.
Thank you.